So picking up right where we left off, we have our snare drum here. Okay, we've got that kind of sounding where we like it. And we're going to take and just option click and drag this right over to our snare bottom. And listen to the snare bottom and kind of manipulate this for that. Okay, then we can bring in both the snare top and the snare bottom. I need to adjust our makeup gain on the snare there. Bring in the snare bottom a little bit. And have a listen with everything else. Okay, so then we can take and do a similar thing with our hi-hat. So we're going to take from our snare drum, copy that right over the hi-hat. Okay, and make sure that's the one that's selected we're looking at. Here's our hi-hat. In the hi-hat, you'll notice with cymbals and such that if you get too brutal with the cymbals, they start to sound really bad. Whereas with actual drums, you can be a little bit more brutal with the compression on them. And the hi-hat's kind of a halfway between. You can get kind of brutal, but it also can sound pretty nasty. So there we go, kind of just grooving the hi-hat out a little bit more. Okay, and then finally we're going to take and compress the overheads. Now this is where things get a little tricky because we want to, okay, we'll just have to recreate it because it doesn't want to let us do it. So we don't want to, like I said before, cymbals can get kind of nasty when you compress them a lot. And so we want to make sure that we don't get into that realm of nastiness. So watch what happens here. Okay, if we kind of jump over to the other window, jump forward to when we're hitting some cymbals, you'll notice that those cymbals can just get kind of nasty when they hit hard there. So we'll listen to that part where the cymbal hits. And we'll listen to just the drums. Okay, and then the final thing we could do if we really wanted to is we could actually add some compression on our submix as well. Now that might be a little overkill considering that we've already added it on all of our tracks, but it could be done in lieu of some of the compression that we did here, or in addition to it as kind of a limiter on our whole track. So maybe, we want to use our compression on individual tracks, but then we want to put kind of a limiter on the submix so we can turn down some of those peaks but still keep the punch. That's a little extreme there. So that way when some of the kind of big things happen, kind of clamp them down. And that's compression on drums.